Let's just get back on track here.
It was
we teased
so good.
it. We teased it last episode. We didn't want to talk about it until people had a chance to watch it. Now I'm sure pretty much everybody's watched season 1 and seen John's episode. If you haven't, it's episode 5 of Tires 420 mark.
Season 2, episode 6.
Season 2, episode 6. Sorry, not episode 5. Season 2, episode 6. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. John's scene begins, and this motherfucker gets his first real acting gig, right? I mean, he did music videos, maybe a couple other things. He's been doing some auditions. This is the first. Yeah. All right. First audition John goes on.
No, I'm sorry. No.
First role.
Yes.
First role John gets is with Shane Gillis and Vince Vaughn. And not just any Vince Vaughn doing Vince Vaughn. Because we all, Vince has done a whole bunch of stuff. And sometimes you get swingers Vince Vaughn, and then sometimes he's doing other shit. You got like swingers Vince Vaughn, like Vegas baby, like the Vince Vaughn being, let me appreciate you. Okay, appreciate you. I mean, and I said when this first happened, because we obviously have known about this for a long time and waiting to talk about this. Those are the type of stories that if we had a guest on the show, a comedian, an actor, whatever, and they said, like, what my first role ever was? It was on that show with Shane Gillis, and I ended up, you can tell the story about how it all unfolded, but like, that would be the story of like, we would be going like, whoa, let's make that a clip.
So I run upstairs and I'm like trying to learn these lines. Obviously, you've seen the scene. It's not a ton of lines, but I was trying to learn like the whole scene. And the wardrobe people are changing me. Like I felt like a Disney princess, like when all
Cinderella when
all the animals,
the birds are dropping the sachet.
I'm like holding my script up like this, trying to read while someone's taking my shoe off, and I'm like trying to lock in on all this, and they're again, all this nonsense is happening. And I run downstairs, and McKeever's waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs, and he's like, "All right, let's go." And he goes, "Sorry, it's just gonna be you." He goes, "You read the script?" And I was like, "Yeah." But in my reading of it, I was kind of just focused on my lines. I wasn't really looking at what other people are saying. And
so you didn't even see who was in it.
I did. Well, I saw who was in it, but it was the character names.
Right.
And so I get to the bottom of the stairs, and he's like, "All right, you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And he's like, "You're just gonna play it like kind of stoned, kind of tired, and like you just don't want to get him a beer."
You hit that perfectly.
And he goes, and it'll just be you, Shane, and Vince. And I was like, word, okay. Was Vince in season 1? Like, who's that? And he is like, no, it's Vince Vaughn. And I was like, oh my God. like, what the fuck do you mean I'm going to do a scene with Vince Vaughn right now? And we were on the down ramp to like where the scene was being filmed. And I looked down the down ramp and there's Vince Vaughn standing there.
All like 6'9" of him.
Like, he's huge.
Yeah.
He's huge. He's on the cell phone, right? And I wasn't eavesdropping, but I was standing, I'm here, he's there, we're waiting to walk on set, and he's on the phone, and he's just talking Notre Dame ball, because it was like mid-December, and I was like, of course he's talking Notre Dame ball right now.
Yep.
And then we get onto set, and we're kind of like working out what I'm going to be doing, like what would a bartender be doing before open and stuff like that, and like you should probably be cutting lemons, and Vince and Shane's going to come in here, and Vince is going to come in here, whatever. I'm like, all right, let's go. And I look to cut the lemons, and I look at my hand, and I realize that in the script there's a line like I'll tell your boss you're cutting with an open wound. And then I looked at it, and in the fray of my wardrobe, I didn't realize they put a cut on my hand, like the makeup cut, like on my left hand. And I was looking down, and I was like, fuck, I cut with my left hand. It doesn't make any sense that the cut is on my left hand, because that's the knife. That's the hand I'm holding the knife in. It couldn't possibly get up there. Yeah. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, John, you're just gonna have to cut with your right hand here. Like, just be an athlete, bro. Just cut with your fucking right hand. And
it's your flu game, man. You gotta use your right hand.
And I'm like, all right. And so like, I throw the knife into my right hand. McKeever goes, action. And I start slicing my lemon as Shane walks in, and it's just, I don't know, man. The knife rolls off the lemon and just goes right into my hand, like directly into my, like I look down and the knife is just like
in your flesh,
disappeared into my thumb. And I look at Shane and we both make eye contact, and like my eyes like widen. I'm like, oh, and but obviously I'm like, I can't call cut, dude. This is your first scene ever. You don't get to call cut.
Yeah.
So you
bleed out if you have to. dead.
pull the knife out and just start leaking blood. Like, I'm talking, it's on my pants, it's on my shoes. I would not drink at the bar at this hotel. Right? I got blood all over the thing. But we do the whole scene, and meanwhile, like, I've already cut lemons with this knife, but in the pre-show. So now I got lemon juice just coursing through my veins, and I'm just sitting. I'm like, my name is Mark, right? And like blood spraying, and we get through the scene, and I just hold up a bloody paw, and I'm like, hey, I think I cut myself, right?
Bro, I'm picturing DiCaprio and Kerry Washington and Django just rubbing it out your face.
and then like McKeever comes running off on the set. The Netflix people come running on the set. Medics come running on the set. Right? Like it's chaos. And McKeever, when McKeever, he's like, "Are you good? Are you good? Can we use this?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm fine. Let's go." And the Netflix
John's like, I'll do it again.
The Netflix people are like, he can't do a scene openly bleeding all over the place.
That's the only time so far that I've been upset that Tires is now a Netflix property. Because if that was still YouTube, they're like, let's run with this. We got a bleeding bartender. We've got all that, you know. I mean, it was already in the script. And now you had it for real. Talk about method acting. But yeah, all the rules.
Vince Vaughn's like, we got a method actor here. And I was like, fucking right. Okay, now that's where the clip ends. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm not positive it was Vince Vaughn. I am positive it was a man.
Somebody said it.
And I don't think it was Shane or McKeever, and I think they were the only three men there.
I think it was Vince Vaughn.
It's 75% it was Vince Vaughn. I'm going with 100. It's a better story, so that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then like they got that wrapped up, and we probably did like 2 or 3 more takes, and after the second take, when I wasn't bleeding everywhere, Vince Vaughn went, that one felt good. That one felt good. And we were all like, yeah. But then, like, you know, there's a lot of time when, like, cameras are shifting and stuff like that. And the whole time, I told Shane this the other day, that, like, the whole time I was freaking out. Like, I've only watched the scene once. I hated it. I'll never watch it again. Just because I think I can't watch it and not feel what I was feeling. And I was feeling a lot of stress and nerves.
Pain.
And, like, it's not fun for me to watch.
Bleeding. I was lightheaded.
But, like, you know, the whole day standing there, we were just talking football. Was he talking Bears-Pats? I think Bears-Pats played that weekend. So we were talking Bears-Pats.
Bro, stuff like that really is invaluable, though. Like, because I really think, you know, I think Shane knows Vince professionally and all that. But I really think Notre Dame football was like probably a big part of them like linking up.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're on a set with a guy like that, especially in the acting world, entertainment world, where probably 1 out of like 100 guys you can really talk ball, you know?
Right.
And all of a sudden you can. He's probably like, I'm with this guy. Like, let's go.
But so like, obviously I was freaking out the entire fucking time, and I was internalizing that and not sharing with anybody, particularly Shane, because I was like, my head was like, this is just Shane's life. Like he's around. I mean, Vince Vaughn's my guy.
Yeah.
Like there was Adam Sandler was childhood, teenage adolescence was Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell, and like you could have been one or the other. I was both, but I leaned Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn, Wedding Crashers, Vince Vaughn, Old School. Like that's my zone. And so I was freaking out, but I was in my own head like, just keep this normal. Like this is Shane's not freaking out. This is a totally regular day for Shane.
It's just a Tuesday.
And in between the second and third take, I think Shane just leaned over the bar and he goes, "Dude, how f***ing cool is this?" And I was like, "Thank you, thank God you can admit that." Like not to admit that, but you acknowledge because
I think I mean, it's weird for our like the comics. You see, like they work hard, but then the rise from like the grind from like 0 to 80 takes like 10 years.
Right.
But then 80 to 100 could be like 2 weeks. You know, and I think even someone like him probably is still pretty. Maybe by now he's getting used to it, but at that point, I don't know. It's like right, when he's on set with Game Day, he's talking to Saban, he's doing all these things.
Right.
I bet you he's going like, "Holy shit!" You know his dad at home. You know Phil is like, "Holy shit!" You know. So there are definitely people in his life, I think, reminding him how like awesome that is. So that doesn't surprise me that he was like.
But like my line of thinking was, like remember in elementary school when like you couldn't say something was cool unless the cool kid said it was cool. Like you had to just be like, "Yeah, this is normal."
Yeah.
And like that was like being on set. Like with the cool kid at school, only the cool kid also built the school.
Yeah,
like he also
his name's on the
cool.
sign, yeah.
And I was like, just being like, yeah, no, this is regular. I do scenes with Vince Vaughn. And then once he said that, I was like, oh God, all right. This is the craziest day of all time, right? Like, this is insane. I have so much I've been trying to tell you. But yeah, and then before our last take, McKeever was like, all right, we got it. You guys just have fun now. Like, just have a good, like, let's just have a fun one.
Oh.
And Vince Vaughn kind of like pulled us into a huddle, not like a tight huddle, but like kind of like gave like that like little motion. He's like, all right, boys, right? He goes, now the stakes say the same. Remember that? Stakes say the same. But then we riff, boys. And I was like, yes, sir, whatever the f*** you say.